In the depths of Asian jungles and on the peaks of mountain plateaus, monuments hide that challenge our understanding of the past. Imagine a renowned contemporary architect, equipped with advanced technologies and computer models, stands before the wall of Angkor Wat, unable to comprehend how ancient masters created such perfect masonry without a single millimeter of gap. Stone to stone, like molecules in a crystal, connected by an invisible force. How could builders from 1,000 years ago, without laser levels and precise measuring instruments, achieve such perfection? Today we embark on a captivating journey through the most mysterious architectural wonders of Asia, from the lost temples of Cambodia to the enigmatic pyramids of China, from the floating monasteries of Tibet to the mystical structures of India. We will touch stones that remember the touch of long-lost civilizations and attempt to decipher their messages, encoded in architectural forms and astronomical calculations. Some of these mysteries have baffled scholars for centuries, while others have only recently been revealed thanks to the latest technologies. Yet even the most advanced science often proves powerless against the genius of ancient architects whose secrets have dissolved into time. As we ponder the mysteries of ancient architects, our gaze inevitably turns to the greatest and perhaps most monumental architectural achievement in human history, the Great Wall of China. This colossal defensive barrier, snaking like a stone dragon for over 21,000 kilometers, challenges not only our imagination but also the limits of human endurance. Imagine if we used all the materials of this titanic structure, we could build a wall 3 meters high and 1 meter thick that would encircle the equator of our planet twice. What necessity compelled ancient Chinese people to undertake such a titanic project? According to some estimates, millions of people were involved in its construction over many centuries. Each stone, each brick holds the memory of human fates, tears, blood, and sweat. Ancient chronicles mention that not only lime mortar, but also rice flour was used to bind the masonry, an ancient secret of strength that continues to intrigue modern engineers. But the most astonishing discovery was made recently. During the restoration of one section of the wall, archaeologists found love letters hidden between the stones. Imagine, stern warriors and builders, far from home, secretly left messages for their beloved ones, intended for the eyes of descendants through millennia. How many more such touching testimonies of human feelings are hidden in this monumental masonry? Local residents tell of a strange phenomenon. On particularly quiet moonlit nights, the wall begins to sing. This low, barely audible hum, reminiscent of the distant echo of ancient battles, is actually created by wind passing through numerous gaps and holes in the masonry. But some researchers suggest that ancient builders intentionally designed an acoustic quarter system, turning the wall into a giant musical instrument capable of warning of an approaching enemy by changing the tone of this singing. Few people know that the Great Wall is not just a barrier, but a complex defensive system, including watchtowers, barracks, stores, and even ancient signaling systems. It was here, on the border towers, that the first fireworks were born. Initially, they served not for entertainment, but as a means of quickly transmitting information over vast distances. Signal fires could convey news of an invasion within hours over hundreds of kilometers. But perhaps the most intriguing mystery is related to recent archaeological findings. Using ground-penetrating radar, scientists discovered an extensive network of underground tunnels beneath the wall, the purpose of which remains unclear. Were they secret paths for counterattacks? Shelters in case of a breach in defense, or as some researchers suggest, these tunnels are much older than the wall itself and are connected to an even more ancient, possibly prehistoric civilization. The Great Wall continues to guard its secrets, and each new expedition, each new study brings more questions than answers. If we travel from the lands of the Celestial Empire to the heart of Southeast Asia, we encounter no less astonishing marvel of ancient architecture, the majestic Angkor Wat, a stone symphony lost among the emerald jungles of Cambodia. This colossal temple complex, sprawling over more than 200 hectares, is so immense that its silhouette is clearly visible even on satellite images from space. Imagine this: in the 12th century, when European masons were just beginning to construct their Gothic cathedrals, Khmer craftsmen were already completing this architectural masterpiece, using over 5 million tons of sandstone, each block transported from quarries 40 kilometers away from the construction site. How did they manage to move such massive blocks without modern technology? Some researchers suggest that builders created a complex system of canals to transport the stones on rafts, but the exact method remains a subject of debate. Angkor Wat is not only impressive in its scale, but also in the incredible detail of its carved bas-reliefs, the total length of which exceeds 800 meters. The temple's charm is enhanced by thousands of elegant apsaras, celestial dancers, each with unique facial features and poses. Local guides claim that there are no two identical stone beauties, and modern research using 3D scanning confirms this remarkable characteristic. What inspired the ancient masters to create such a variety of images? Perhaps they were portraits of real women of the time, or a manifestation of some lost sacred canon of beauty. The astronomical orientation of the temple is equally remarkable. During the spring equinox, the sun rises directly over the central tower of the complex, creating a golden halo over the sanctuary. Such precision required deep knowledge of astronomy and mathematics, which makes one ponder the high level of development of the Khmer civilization. One of the most intriguing mysteries of Angkor Wat is the technology of its construction. Analysis of the connections between the stone blocks revealed the presence of organic substances. According to local legends, a unique mixture of milk, honey, and egg whites was used to bind the stones. Modern experiments have shown that such a composition indeed possesses adhesive properties and can withstand the humid climate of the jungle for centuries. However, the most astonishing discovery was made only a few years ago when an international group of archaeologists, using LiDAR scanning technology, discovered an extensive network of underground tunnels and chambers beneath the temple complex, the existence of which is not mentioned in any historical document. These subterranean structures form a complex geometric system resembling a labyrinth or mandala. What were these mysterious corridors used for? Were they part of a drainage system, secret treasure chambers, or, as some researchers suggest, ritual spaces for conducting esoteric ceremonies? Local shamans speak of ancient texts that mention a city of shadows beneath the earth, where sacred knowledge is kept for the initiated. With each new archaeological expedition, Angkor Wat reveals new secrets, but it seems that with each answer, a dozen new questions emerge. What else do these ancient stones, silently observing the changing epochs from the green embrace of tropical jungles, hide? What other secrets does this stone colossus, a silent witness to the glory of a long-lost civilization, keep? If one sets off from ancient Cambodia to the west, crossing the boundless expanses of India, one will encounter perhaps the most exquisite architectural embodiment of human love, the magnificent Taj Mahal, gleaming like a pearl on the banks of the sacred river Yamuna. This dazzling white mausoleum, built from semi-transparent marble, seems not to be a creation of human hands, but a vision materialized from the morning mist. Few know that behind this otherworldly beauty lies a history equally beautiful and tragic. In 1631, Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan, grief-stricken after the death of his beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal, vowed to create a monument worthy of their great love. Could the 20,000 workers gathered from all corners of the empire have imagined that they would spend 22 years building the eighth wonder of the world? Caravans of hundreds of elephants delivered the pristine white marble from the quarries of Rajasthan, 300 kilometers from the construction site. But the most astonishing thing is the incredible precision of the execution. The mathematical calculations were so perfect that the 4 minarets surrounding the main dome are inclined by 1 degree outward. We thought if an earthquake occurs, they will fall away from the main building, not damaging the tomb of the emperor's beloved. There is a mysterious legend that after the construction was completed, Shah Jahan ordered the hands of the chief architect Ustad Ahmad Lahori to be cut off and all the craftsmen to be blinded, so that they would never be able to create anything like it again. Is this true or a myth? Historians still debate it, but this dark story adds even more mystical allure to the White Mausoleum. Upon closer inspection, an attentive observer will notice that in the seemingly perfect symmetry of the Taj Mahal, there are almost imperceptible deviations. According to Sufi beliefs, only Allah can create perfection, so there should be at least one intentional imperfection in human creations. Is this so, or are these asymmetrical elements the result of builders' errors? Or do they have some sacred meaning, the key to which has been lost in the ages? The inlay of marble with semi-precious stones, the technique of pietra dura, is particularly impressive, brought to an incredible level of perfection by Indian masters. Thousands of pieces of lapis lazuli, malachite, jasper, carnelian, and turquoise form elegant floral patterns that seem to come to life under the sun's rays. Local guides whisper that during a full moon, when the moonlight falls on these stones at a certain angle, they begin to shimmer, creating the effect of moving shadows. To shimmer, created as if Mumtaz Mahal herself is walking through the corridors of her final resting place. Scientists explain this phenomenon as the special properties of semi-transparent marble and the refraction of light. But does a scientific explanation diminish the magic of the moment? The engineering genius of the creators of the Taj Mahal is also remarkable. The foundation of the mausoleum is a complex system of wooden piles driven into the river sand, allowing the building to float slightly during earthquakes, dampening destructive vibrations. How could engineers of the 17th century, without modern instruments and computer models, create such a perfect earthquake-resistant structure? Some researchers suggest that the builders possessed ancient knowledge lost in modern times. There is a little-known theory that under the Taj Mahal lies a complex system of underground chambers, possibly even a secret mausoleum of Shah Jahan himself, who planned to build a mirror image of the Taj Mahal from black marble on the opposite bank of the river. Archaeological excavations in the vicinity have indeed discovered traces of the foundation of some grand structure. But what was it? An unfinished black Taj? Or something entirely different, whose purpose will forever remain a mystery? In the early 2000s, a group of hydrologists studying the state of the foundation discovered strange acoustic anomalies in the central hall of the mausoleum. If one whispers certain words at one wall, they are clearly heard at the opposite wall, creating the effect of a whispering gallery. Is this a coincidence or an intentional architectural feature? And if the latter, what sacred significance did this acoustic peculiarity have? Perhaps it was a way of communication between the world of the living and the world of the dead. The Taj Mahal has kept its secrets for almost 400 years, and with each new generation of researchers, new questions arise about this enigmatic monument of eternal love. What else does this white phantom, shimmering in the morning mist on the banks of the ancient river, hide? What secrets did its creators take with them? And how many more mysteries lie hidden in its marble walls waiting to be revealed? This 14 majestic gopurams, temple towers, rise above the city like colorful mountains adorned with thousands and thousands of sculptures. Each of these figures is a frozen tale from ancient Puranas and Upanishads, each line and curve a message from the depths of time. Local residents with mysterious smiles tell a remarkable legend. In moonless nights, when the city is asleep, the deities descend from their stone pedestals and stroll through the temple galleries, engaging in leisurely conversations about the fate of the world. Skeptics may scoff, but is it not strange that some sculptures change their position by a few millimeters over time, as if they truly return to their places after nocturnal wanderings? Modern scientists explain this as thermal expansion of stone and erosion. But why do these changes occur only with some figures and not all? What if ancient artisans imbued their creations with something more than just stone and paint? Inside the temple, in the half-light illuminated only by flickering oil lamps and rare sunbeams filtering through narrow windows, lies perhaps the most extraordinary part, the 1,000-pillar hall. In reality, there are 997 pillars, each unique. But the main mystery is not in the exquisite carvings, but in the extraordinary acoustic properties. If you lightly tap on certain pillars, they produce musical sounds of different pitches, creating the impression that the entire hall is a giant stone instrument. How did ancient builders, without modern equipment for measuring frequencies and resonance, create such an acoustic marvel? Some researchers suggest that the builders possess lost knowledge about the connection between sound vibrations and cosmic energy. They hypothesize that certain combinations of sounds produced by these pillars could induce states of consciousness close to meditative trance. But if this is true, what was the purpose of this stone instrument? What sacred melodies were played on it, and what doors to other dimensions could it open? A special place in the temple complex is occupied by the shrine of the goddess Meenakshi, she whose eyes are like fish. According to ancient legend, Meenakshi was born with 3 breasts, and it was prophesied that the third would disappear when she met her beloved. This happened when she met Shiva, who appeared before her as Sundareshvara, the beautiful Lord. This romantic story made the temple a place of pilgrimage, not only for the devout, but also for lovers from all over India. It is believed that a marriage blessed in the Meenakshi temple will be long and happy, and childless couples who perform a certain ritual here will soon experience the joy of parenthood. Skeptics may dismiss this as superstition, but strangely enough, statistics show that the divorce rate among couples who marry in this temple is significantly lower than the national average. Coincidence? Or do these ancient walls contain some energy that positively influences human relationships? The water supply system of the temple, created more than 1,000 years ago, is also remarkable. The sacred pond Kulam, located in the center of the complex, is filled with water from underground sources through a system of canals that remain operational even in the driest years. How did ancient engineers find these underground water veins without modern equipment? And why does the water in this pond possess unusual properties? It does not bloom even in the hottest weather and, according to some researchers, contains microelements with healing properties. Local residents whisper about strange light phenomena that sometimes occur over the central towers of the temple just before dawn, a mysterious glow unlike anything known. Scientists explain this as atmospheric phenomena and light refraction. But why do these atmospheric phenomena occur precisely over the temple and precisely on certain days of the lunar calendar? Perhaps ancient architects knew something about cosmic rhythms and Earth's energy flows that is beyond the reach of modern science. The Meenakshi Temple remains a living testament to the fact that our ancestors may have possessed knowledge and technologies that we are only beginning to rediscover. And looking at these magnificent towers adorned with thousands of colorful figures, these singing pillars, and the mysterious ritual spaces, one cannot help but wonder, how many more secrets do these ancient walls hold? And what if these secrets are not just architectural riddles, but keys to understanding deeper, fundamental laws of our universe, about which we are not even aware? If the Temple of Meenakshi impresses with its brilliance and multicolored splendor, then the lost city of Petra, hidden in the pink sandstone cliffs of the Jordanian desert, makes quite a different impression. This ghostly metropolis of antiquity, carved directly into the sandstone, seems to have materialized from a mystical dream. Imagine, for 800 years, the city remained completely forgotten by the Western world until, in 1812, a Swiss researcher named Johann Ludwig Burckhardt, disguised as an Arab, ventured into these mysterious lands. What he saw exceeded the wildest expectations: a city carved into the rocks, with majestic facades, columns, and temples gleaming in shades of pink, ochre, and purple under the desert sun. But how did the Nabateans, the ancient creators of this wonder, manage to build such a city? In defiance of all architectural laws, they began construction not with the foundation, but with the roof. Masters descended from the top of the cliff, gradually carving out the facades of buildings, inner rooms, staircases, and corridors. Picture this incredible process. The sculptor had to visualize the entire future object hidden within the rock, without the luxury of error. One wrong strike, and months of work could be ruined. What tools did they use? Modern researchers still cannot accurately reproduce the techniques of the ancient masters. Analysis of the marks on the rock shows that the Nabateans used tools of incredible hardness and durability. But what material were they made of? Local Bedouins tell a legend about the singing stones of Petra, special chisels that supposedly found the lines of fracture in the rock, emitting a soft, melodic sound as they approached. There is no scientific confirmation of this, but how else to explain such exquisite precision? The hydraulic system of Petra is particularly enigmatic. In the heart of a waterless desert, the Nabateans created a city with fountains, baths, and gardens. A system of dams, aqueducts, cisterns, and ceramic pipes stretching for tens of kilometers collected and stored every drop of precious water. Engineers of Petra knew how to capture even the rare dew that condensed on the rocks at dawn. But the most astonishing aspect is the filtration system. Archaeologists discovered layers of sand, gravel, and a strange mineral substance through which water passed. Analysis showed that this material contained silver in microscopic doses, a metal with powerful antibacterial properties. How did the Nabateans know about such properties of silver 2,000 years ago? And an even more intriguing question, why did this perfect civilization suddenly abandon its magnificent city? The official version points to changes in trade routes and earthquakes, but local residents whisper about an ancient prophecy predicting the city's doom from an invisible enemy. It is interesting that the analysis of sedimentary rocks in the vicinity of Petra shows an unusually high concentration of certain microelements that could cause chronic poisoning. What if the Nabateans noticed these strange illnesses and, linking them to their place of residence, decided to leave their magnificent city? Or was the reason even more mysterious? In the depths of the rocks, in the most inaccessible parts of Petra, researchers discovered strange symbols not belonging to any known script. These signs, carved with mathematical precision, form complex geometric figures resembling modern fractal patterns. Some enthusiasts claim they are a map of the starry sky or indications of some portal, but there is no scientific confirmation of these hypotheses. And yet, standing in the famous Sick, a narrow passage between towering cliffs leading to the treasury of Petra, one cannot shake the feeling of standing on the threshold of something greater than just an ancient city. When the last rays of the setting sun paint the cliffs in deep purple and the sound of footsteps echoes off the stone walls, it seems as if the stones are whispering their 1,000-year-old secrets. But do we understand their language? And are we ready to hear what they want to tell us? If the mysterious Petra hides its secrets in the pink sandstone of the desert, then no less enigmatic is the Borobudur temple, hidden among the lush greenery of Indonesian jungles, like an ancient stone flower breaking through the emerald carpet of the island of Java. This colossal monument, the largest Buddhist temple in the world, is not only astonishing in its size, but also in the incredible engineering puzzle it presents. 2 million stone blocks, laid without a single gram of cement or a single nail. Imagine 9 tiers ascending to the sky form a gigantic three-dimensional mandala, a cosmic map of the Buddhist universe. From above, the complex resembles a blooming lotus flower, a sacred symbol of enlightenment. But what truly leaves one in awe is the mathematical precision of the entire structure. Each block, each element has a strictly defined place in this stone puzzle of wisdom. A deviation of even a few centimeters could have led to the collapse of the entire structure. Yet the temple has stood for over 1,200 years, enduring earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and tropical rains. How did the ancient builders achieve such precision without modern measuring tools? Some researchers suggest that the builders of Borobudur possessed unknown knowledge of resonant frequencies of stone, allowing them to determine the ideal position of each block. Others point to strange metallic inclusions found between some stones, perhaps remnants of a long-lost bonding material with unusual properties. But what makes Borobudur even more intriguing is its function as a kind of spiritual quest. A pilgrim ascending the tiers of the temple passes through a path from the world of desires and passions to enlightenment, guided by 2,700 carved panels, forming the longest series of reliefs in the world. These stone comics from the 8th century tell not only Buddhist parables, but also contain remarkably accurate astronomical maps, images of unknown plants, and strange mechanical devices reminiscent of modern technologies. How to explain these anachronisms? Some enthusiasts see in them evidence of contact with more advanced civilizations, although academic science prefers more conservative interpretations. The fate of the temple itself is also remarkable. Imagine this magnificent structure was completely forgotten for 800 years. After a series of catastrophic eruptions of the Merapi volcano in the 10th and 11th centuries, Borobudur was buried under a layer of volcanic ash and then swallowed by the jungle. Local residents considered this territory cursed, telling legends of strange fires and ghostly figures appearing on the hill on moonless nights. Only in 1814 did British Governor of Java Thomas Stamford Raffles, hearing stories from farmers about a hill full of statues, organize an expedition that discovered the forgotten wonder. 200 workers spent a month and a half just to clear the top of the monument, and full-scale restoration work continues to this day, revealing new mysteries. For example, a recently discovered drainage system inside the temple demonstrates an amazing understanding of hydrodynamics. Water never stagnates in the structure, despite heavy tropical rains. But the greatest mystery of Borobudur is its creators. Who were these genius architects and engineers who created such a perfect structure? Historical chronicles remain silent. Not a single name, not a single image of the builders has been preserved. It is as if some force intentionally erased all traces of those who built this stone ship of eternity. And when you ascend to the upper terrace of Borobudur, where 72 slender stupas, like stone bells, surround the central stupa, One cannot help but wonder, is this entire grand complex something more than just a temple? Perhaps it is an ancient transmitter of knowledge, encrypted in stone, a message to future generations? Or, as locals whisper, a portal to other dimensions, opening only to those who have deciphered all its mysteries? We can only guess, gazing at the enigmatic smiles of the stone Buddhas, silently looking at us through the thickness of centuries. If the mysterious temple of Borobudur rises to the heavens amidst the greenery of Java Island, then the equally enigmatic Potala Palace, situated at an altitude of over 3,700 meters above sea level, seems like a true city in the clouds. This magnificent complex, a symbol of Tibetan Buddhism, towers over Lhasa, like a guardian of ancient secrets and spiritual wisdom. Legend has it that the first Dalai Lama, Songtsen Gampo, was foretold that his residence should be built on this sacred mountain, where the heavens touch the earth and the spirits of ancestors protect their descendants. How could a person from such distant times have chosen such an auspicious location for construction? It could not have been a coincidence, and ancient beliefs hold the key to this mystery. However, to build such a grand structure, not only knowledge but also incredible effort was required. The construction of the Potala took over 50 years, and remarkably, it was done without modern technology. How did ancient craftsmen create this architectural masterpiece using only wooden blocks, ropes, and simple tools? According to monastic beliefs, the stones used to build the palace were light due to prayers and spiritual influence. But what secrets lie behind this belief? Scientific research shows that builders used ingenious methods, such as lifting stone blocks with special mechanisms based on the principles of levers and pulleys, allowing them to move heavy structures with remarkable ease. The interior of the Potala is no less impressive. Walls and ceilings are adorned with vibrant frescoes and paintings depicting the life of Buddha and Tibetan deities. Golden statues, intricately carved altars, and precious stones create an atmosphere of sacred splendor, where each element is imbued with deep spirituality. The palace consists of 1,000 rooms, in which one can easily get lost, and each corridor leads to new discoveries. But how could such a large structure remain unnoticed for centuries? As we pass through its halls, a question arises. Is the Potala not just the residence of great lamas, but also a repository of knowledge forgotten in our world? Behind each door lies a new enigma, and around each corner echoes ancient prayers. Some researchers suggest that the Potala could have been not only a spiritual center, but also a place where knowledge about meditation and philosophy was passed down from teacher to student over centuries. Despite all the research, stories, and legends, we are left with the question, what other secrets does this magnificent palace hold? What are its true mysteries waiting to be revealed? We are just beginning to realize that the Potala is not just an architectural wonder, but a living memory of ancient civilizations in their quest to understand the universe. How many more unexplored corners does this city in the clouds hide, waiting for those who dare to unravel its mysteries? Forbidden City, imperial secret behind purple walls. Diving into the mysteries of ancient China, one cannot fail to mention the magnificent Forbidden City, a mysterious palace complex that remained inaccessible to ordinary people for centuries. This vast architectural ensemble, located in the heart of Beijing, contains more than 9,000 rooms, each imbued with history and symbolism. But how could such a grand structure remain hidden from the common people? The palace, surrounded by high purple walls, was not only the residence of emperors but also a fortress protecting their secrets. Legends say that the entrance to the Forbidden City was imbued with magic. The nails on the gates were arranged to repel evil spirits, and every architectural detail held deep symbolic meaning. For instance, the number 9, considered a symbol of eternity in China, is present in every aspect, from the number of gates to the number of steps. But what lies behind these walls? Many of the Forbidden City's secrets remain unsolved. Researchers and archaeologists continue to discover references to hidden passages and secret rooms that may still await discovery. It is said that some of these chambers hold ancient relics and documents that could shed light on forgotten pages of Chinese history. How did the emperors use these secret passages? Perhaps they served not only for secret travel, but also for storing knowledge that could change the world's understanding. This only adds to the fascination with this mysterious place. Moreover, it is worth noting that the Forbidden City was built during the Ming Dynasty, and its architectural elements reflect not only the grandeur of imperial power, but also deep philosophical ideas that permeated Chinese culture of the time. Each element, from an elegant dragons on the roof to the intricately carved columns, reminds us that this palace was not just a home but a sacred space where the worlds of humans and gods intersect. Yet despite all the research, questions remain. What other secrets are hidden behind these walls? What were the true intentions of those who built this palace, and what knowledge did they leave for future generations? Perhaps the Forbidden City is not just an architectural masterpiece, but a repository of ancient knowledge and wisdom waiting to be revealed. How many more unexplored and hidden corners does this imperial complex hold, which seems to have already revealed its secrets? Each step through its corridors reminds us that history is not just a collection of facts, but an endless journey into a world of mysteries and riddles waiting to be discovered. Buddha statue in Lashan, majestic gaze from the cliff. Traveling through the mysterious China, one cannot help but be awestruck by the majestic Buddha statue in Lashan, which, like an ancient sentinel, gazes upon the Jin River. This colossal figure, over 30 meters tall, is carved directly into the cliff and is not only a work of art, but also a unique engineering achievement. How could such artistry and skill have emerged in that distant era? Legend has it that the creation of this statue was inspired by the desire of the priest Hai Tun, who, observing the tumultuous waters of the river, realized that these currents were taking the lives of many sailors. Moved by the idea of salvation, he decided to sacrifice himself to create a statue that, as he hoped, would calm the rivers and protect the people. And indeed, his selflessness became the foundation for one of the largest and most significant Buddhas in the world. But this is not just a monument. It is a whole system with hydrotechnical functions. Thanks to a well-designed drainage system, water flowing from the Buddha's head passes through his hair, which serve as gutters, preventing erosion of the cliff and keeping the statue in perfect condition. How is it that this ancient work of art continues to stand sentinel for centuries? Researchers note that this is not only a testament to the skill of ancient people, but also an example of harmony between art and nature. Imagine the cool breeze playing with the water droplets, and the statue like a living organism interacting with its surroundings. Yet, despite all this, questions remain. How did the monk Haitun manage to bring this grand vision to life? What else lies hidden behind the ancient walls of Lashan, which could reveal new secrets about the lives and beliefs of its creators? This monument is not only a symbol of Buddhist philosophy, but also a lesson on how art can serve not only for beauty, but also for practical purposes. Furthermore, what was the reaction of the local residents to such a great work? Perhaps they saw in it a kind of deity that protected them from natural disasters and illnesses. From the Buddha statue in Lashan, let us move on to other mysterious artifacts that, like it, can tell us about forgotten civilizations and their secrets. How many more unexplored and hidden corners does this world hold, filled with riddles and amazing stories waiting to be discovered? Bayon Temple, smiles of the ancient empire. Traveling to the heart of Cambodia, we encounter a mysterious architectural gem, the Bayon Temple, which, like a secret treasure box, holds numerous secrets and mysteries. Its massive stone heads, facing in different directions, evoke awe and wonder. These smiling faces, carved from granite, attract the attention of travelers and researchers, not only for their beauty but also their enigmatic nature. What do they represent? Some scholars propose that these are portraits of King Jayavarman VII, who ruled in the 12th century, while others suggest that each of these heads could represent the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, the symbol of compassion and wisdom. But these are not the only theories. Local residents claim that the expressions on the stone statues change depending on the time of day. They are friendly and smiling in the morning and more stern and mysterious in the evening. How is this possible? The interplay of light and shadow creates an illusion of life, making it seem as if the stone heads are watching us, revealing their secrets only to those who are willing to listen to their silent stories. But this is not all that the Bayon Temple can tell us. Recent archaeological discoveries have linked the arrangement of its towers to the star map of the ancient Khmer Empire. How could such a connection have come about? Perhaps the wise ones of that era possessed knowledge of celestial bodies that seem inaccessible to us today. How did they use this knowledge in their architecture? There are speculations that each tower symbolized a particular star or constellation, creating a bridge between the earthly and the celestial. This discovery adds another layer of mystery to the already enigmatic temple. Yet despite all these theories and hypotheses, the question remains, what lies behind the smiling faces, and what were the true intentions of the creators of this architectural marvel? The Bayan Temple has become not just a place of worship, but a symbol of the connection between people and the cosmos, between earthly life and the spiritual world. This entire ensemble evokes thoughts about how many more secrets our history holds. From the smiles of the ancient empire, let us move on to other mysterious places that may also harbor unsolved mysteries and astonishing discoveries. How much more do we have to learn about our past, about forgotten civilizations and their wonders, waiting to be revealed? Ancient observatories, stargate of the past. Traveling through the mysterious expanses of India, we encounter another fascinating chapter in history, the Jantar Mantar observatories, which seem to open doors to the boundless celestial realms. These magnificent structures, built in the 18th century by the great astronomer and Maharaja Jai Singh II, are not just groups of stone constructions, but true masterpieces of astronomical science. Their massive stone instruments, resembling giant time machines, are meticulously carved and positioned to accurately determine the positions of the sun, moon, and stars. How is this possible? Consider this. The precision achieved by ancient astronomers is astounding. Using simple yet ingenious devices such as the Samrat Yantra, a giant sundial, they could calculate time with an accuracy of several seconds. Breathing in the scent of hot air and feeling the warmth of the sun's rays, we can imagine the ancient scholars conducting their observations, recording the movements of celestial bodies, and perhaps trying to comprehend the grandeur of the cosmos, seeking to unravel its mysteries. But what if this was not just a pursuit of knowledge? Local legends claim that Jantar Mantar is not just a tool for astronomical observations, but a place where one can establish a connection with the celestial bodies. Some believe that these observatories were not only built for scientific purposes, but also to fulfill ancient prophecies, for they contain not only mathematical formulas, but also elements of mysticism. How could such a connection with the cosmos have influenced the lives of those who use these instruments? Perhaps it was here, among the stone structures, that ancient sages sought answers to questions about life, death, and destiny, using the stars as guides. But this is not the only mystery hidden behind the shadows of these observatories. Researchers have discovered that some instruments, such as the yantra, can not only track celestial movements, but also predict eclipses. How was this possible in an era when the technologies available to us today did not exist? Perhaps the ancient astronomers possess knowledge that has been lost to us, or they use secret methods of which we are unaware. These stone structures, standing against the backdrop of a bright Indian sky, hold many secrets and mysteries that continue to intrigue scientists and travelers. We can only speculate about the secrets hidden in the depths of these ancient observatories, the knowledge that may be lost forever. And perhaps places like Jantar Mantar are not only monuments of science, but also portals to a world where past and future intertwine, opening before us unexplored horizons. But the question remains, are we truly capable of understanding all the mysteries left to us by our ancestors? And how many more secrets does the cosmos hold, waiting to be revealed? In this vast ocean of possibilities, we are but on the surface, and the depths of history likely conceal many more extraordinary discoveries. Rice terraces of Ifugao, stairways to heaven created by human hands. As we traverse the mysterious expanses of the Philippines, we discover something extraordinary. The rice terraces of Ifugao, which like magical staircases lead to the clouds. This magnificent system of terraces, hand-carved into the rocky slopes of mountains, has been standing for more than 2,000 years and is a true testament to the skill and perseverance of ancient tribes who created this unique landscape, harmoniously integrated into the surrounding nature. Each terrace is more than just a plot of land. It is an entire ecosystem where the irrigation system is intelligently organized, allowing rice to thrive in the mountain climate. How was such a complex and efficient water management system created without modern technology? The local people, known as Ifugao, passed down their knowledge from generation to generation through oral traditions, for they had no maps but knew every waterfall, every path, and every river bend. This remarkable ability created a strong bond between humans and nature, based on deep respect for the surrounding world. We can only imagine the ancient farmers standing at the edge of their terraces, gazing at the magical landscapes, realizing that their labor and dedication bore fruit not only for them, but also for future generations. But a question arises: how is this balance between humans and nature maintained in the face of modern challenges? Will such harmony be lost? Research shows that the rice terraces of Ifugao not only ensure food security, but also play a crucial role in preserving the ecosystem of the region, preventing soil erosion and supporting biodiversity. Each year, local residents gather to care for the terraces together, strengthening their unity and cultural identity. But this is not the only mystery hidden behind these majestic slopes. How did they manage to calculate the angles and heights of the terraces so precisely to avoid water accumulation and ensure optimal sunlight for rice? Perhaps they had knowledge that we still cannot comprehend, or it was the result of deep interaction with nature that spans centuries. With each step along these terraces, we feel the breath of history, as if we ourselves become part of this extraordinary story of continuity and tradition. But a question remains: what will happen to this unique heritage if the younger generation leaves for the cities, leaving their roots behind? Can we preserve this amazing art, this embodiment of harmony between humans and nature? Or will it become yet another lost page in the book of history? In this world full of mysteries and riddles, the rice terraces of Ifugao remind us of the fragility and greatness of human creativity, of the importance of preserving what our ancestors left us and continuing to seek answers to the questions they left behind. Bagan, Myanmar, the city of 1,000 pagodas, enveloped in legends. As we journey to the heart of Myanmar, we find ourselves in the captivating city of Bagan, where over 2,000 temples and pagodas, like enormous stone flowers, reach towards the heavens. These majestic structures, scattered across vast plains, bear witness to the former glory of an ancient civilization that left behind mysteries, shrouded in the mists of time. How could such a powerful culture have emerged and flourished in this region, leaving us only with riddles and legends? According to legend, each ruler of Bagan, striving to immortalize their name, built one temple per day, adding a mystical aura to this place. But what lay behind this ambitious building program? Perhaps it was not only the desire to glorify oneself, but also to create a spiritual legacy that would endure for centuries. Exploring Bagan, we can see how these temples were adorned with vibrant frescoes, hidden beneath thick layers of plaster. Archaeologists who conducted excavations discovered remarkable images that tell the story of the lives, beliefs, and traditions of the ancient inhabitants. How did they manage to preserve such vivid colors over the centuries? It is possible that this is due to the unique composition of the building mortar used in the construction of the temples. Research shows that the ancient builders used fruit juice and sticky rice, which gave the mortar incredible strength and durability. How did they uncover such secrets, which we are only now rediscovering? Each temple in Baganan, from the magnificent Shwezigon Pagoda to the Ananda Temple, seems to hold a whisper of history that we can hear if we listen to the world around us. But this is not all. Bagan is not just an architectural marvel, it is also a place where myths and reality intertwine. How many more secrets lie hidden beneath the surface of this mysterious land? We can only speculate about the ancient rituals that may have been performed in these sacred places, the ceremonies that have remained silent for centuries. What role did these temples play in the lives of the people of that time? Researchers suggest that Bagan could have been not only a religious center, but also a major trade route connecting different cultures and peoples. But how did this influence its architecture and spiritual life? Some believe that the temples could have served not only as places of prayer, but also as observation points, allowing the tracking of trade caravans. From the vibrant frescoes to the secrets of the construction techniques, Bagan continues to be a mystery that attracts researchers from all over the world. How could this magnificent city, once teeming with life, fall into decline and be forgotten? The answers to these questions remain unclear. Perhaps we will never know all the nuances of its history, but one thing is certain: Bagan continues to hold its secrets, waiting for someone to once again unravel its mysteries. Does something similar await us in other corners of the world, where such inaccessible stories lie hidden? How many more such places, shrouded in the mists of time, await our attention and study? Golden Pavilion, Kyoto, Japan, the radiance of eternity in the pond's reflection. As we journey to the enchanting city of Kyoto, we find ourselves before one of Japan's most captivating structures, the Golden Pavilion, or as the locals call it, Kinkakuji. This temple, gleaming gold in the sunlight, appears like a star fallen to earth, reflected in the tranquil waters of the pond, creating the illusion that it hovers in the air. But what remarkable history lies behind this splendor? Originally built as an aristocratic villa in the 14th century for the shogun Ashikaga Yoshimitsu, it eventually transformed into a Buddhist temple. How did this transformation occur? Perhaps it was an attempt to preserve the spirit of an era when art and philosophy intertwined. But what does this transition from secular to spiritual signify? The symbolism of the temple extends far beyond its grandeur. The gilded walls, shimmering against the backdrop of green trees, represent not only wealth but also a pursuit of spiritual purity. Every element of Kinkakuji is imbued with deep meaning, from its architecture to the surrounding landscape. This place has become a symbol of resilience and devotion to tradition, enduring numerous wars and destructions. During World War II, like many other historical landmarks, Kinkakuji faced destruction, but its restoration was a true triumph of human will. How was it possible to restore such splendor after so much devastation? Perhaps it is because the Japanese have always had a deep connection to nature and culture, allowing them to rebuild and preserve their sacred sites. Inside the temple, where the walls are covered in gold, an atmosphere of peace and tranquility prevails. How does this light reflected in the pond create an effect of eternity? Ancient craftsmen creating this masterpiece knew how to capture the spirit of the time, and perhaps that is why the Golden Pavilion has become a place of pilgrimage for those seeking harmony and inspiration. But this is not the only mystery associated with Kinkakuji. What was its true purpose? Researchers propose various hypotheses. Some believe it served as a place for meditation, while others think it was a center for meetings of philosophers and poets. But what if it hides even deeper secrets, of which we are unaware? With each passing year, as thousands of tourists come to admire its beauty, Kinkakuji continues to breathe history. How many more such places, shrouded in mystery, await discovery? Perhaps there are temples elsewhere in the world, like the Golden Pavilion, that hold unknown enigmas and reflections of eternity, waiting to reveal their secrets to those who seek them. Ruins of Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa, Pakistan, the mystery of the Indus Valley civilization. Traveling from the blooming Kyoto to ancient cities lost in the sands of time, we find ourselves in the heart of a mysterious civilization that flourished more than 4,000 years ago. Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa, names that evoke both awe and wonder, are not just ruins. They are remnants of a highly advanced culture that, like many others, vanished mysteriously, leaving behind only questions. What really happened to this civilization that boasted advanced technologies for its time? Imagine meticulously planned cities with streets intersecting at right angles, houses built from fired brick, creating an impression of order and harmony. But what is most astonishing is the water supply and sewage system, a true engineering revolution that allowed residents to enjoy comfort and hygiene that other ancient cultures could only dream of. How could such achievements coexist with inexplicable reasons for their decline? Archaeologists who have studied these ruins are finding more evidence, but no theory can fully explain why this great civilization fell. Some researchers suggest catastrophic floods or climate change as catalysts for its demise. Others propose internal conflict or invasions by external enemies. Yet there are also more mystical explanations. Could it have been the result of ancient prophecies or growing displeasure of the gods? How could such an advanced culture, possessing knowledge and technologies, disappear without a trace? Mohenjo-Daro, with its majestic streets and impressive buildings, seems to be waiting to reveal its secrets. Among these ancient bricks, we feel the breath of history wrapping around us like a shadow that will never leave these lands. Every corner, every street holds unanswered mysteries. We can only guess what their inhabitants look like, what they did, what dreams and fears tormented their hearts. Where did these people come from, and where did they go, leaving their homes filled with extinguished fire? Perhaps they left behind cultural layers waiting to be discovered, like mummies hidden in the sands of time. It is hard to imagine that such a civilization, absorbing achievements of many epochs, could simply disappear, leaving behind only stones and dust. But this is not the only mystery surrounding Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa. More questions arise about their writing. mysterious signs that remain untranslated. What could they mean? Messages about life and customs, prayers to gods, or something else waiting for its time to be understood? Each symbol is a key to understanding who these people were and what they left behind. Perhaps hidden beneath the earth lie answers that will one day allow us to understand how their lives unfolded and why their world crumbled. How many more such secrets are hidden under layers of earth, waiting to be revealed by those who dare to seek them? In the end, humanity will always strive to unravel the mysteries of the past, and perhaps one day we will understand that the disappearance of Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa is just one of many stories where the line between the known and the unknown remains unclear, like a shadow hiding in the depths of time. Traveling through the 15 remarkable architectural wonders of Asia, we did not merely examine stones and bricks, but also immersed ourselves in a world where genius, faith, and the incredible possibilities of ancient civilizations converge, creating living testaments to their existence. Each of these monuments is not just the result of the skill of architects, but also a reflection of the spiritual quests of people who for centuries strive for something greater, leaving us their ideas and dreams etched in stone. How inspiring it is to realize that despite the passing centuries, these magnificent structures continue to awe us with their beauty, scale, and importantly, their unsolved secrets of construction. For instance, how were the colossal pagodas of Burma built? Or how did ancient Indian temples manage to preserve their secrets, remaining unyielding to time? Their grandeur and mystery beckon us to explore further, to seek answers to questions that generations before us have asked. Let your heart be filled with curiosity, and your mind with a thirst for knowledge, for the history and culture of Asia are filled with unsolved mysteries waiting to be discovered. Perhaps you too will want to visit these extraordinary places, feel their energy, and try to unravel their secrets. Share your impressions, thoughts, and favorite architectural marvels of Asia in the comments. Your voice can become part of this engaging dialogue about the past and present. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you want to continue discovering amazing corners of our planet and the secrets hidden in the shadows of antiquity. These architectural wonders are not just stone structures. They are parts of our global cultural heritage that continue to inspire and enrich our understanding of human history. Each one is an invitation to reflection, to understanding who we are and where we came from. Let the touch of these mysteries enrich our view of the past and inspire future generations. For in history, as in life, there is still much unexplored waiting for its time. How many secrets are still hidden in the depths of the earth, ready to reveal themselves to those who dare to seek?